10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What up, everybody? It's that time again. It's Thursday evening. It's Prem Panel time. We've got some hot topics to talk about today as well. And I'm not going to lie, Daps is an absolute legend. He's going to be jumping in the stream as soon as he gets home from his journey. So we'll save the Man City stuff for then. Got KG, got George in the building. What's going on, boys?
What's happening? All good.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I feel like I just spoke to you yesterday. Oh, yeah, no, I did.
We did.
But make sure you guys check that out as well. That's out now, the Liverpool Tottenham preview. So after this show, make sure you go and check that out, guys. He's back. 18 Darth in a minute. All right, people, we're actually smash the like button. Make sure you get it rocking and rolling from now on. And let's get it popping. So, first topic. The top and the bottom of the table is our madness. Hella entertaining. Every week is tense. Every week, no one knows what's going on. Every week throws up curveballs. Everton beating Man United. That was still a crazy one. Burnley beating Everton. It's going all mad. Like it's just getting crazy down at the bottom. And Leeds have actually been sucked back into it, KG, which we thought, I'm not going to lie, I was fully on the train with you. We thought a couple of weeks ago, you probably was just about out of it and didn't even have to worry about it. And now you're back in it, bro. So I'm going to start with you, obviously, because you're the one feeling the heat right now. You've got a rough ride as well. I think you've got Arsenal. Is it Arsenal and Man United or Arsenal and Chelsea as well? Two of your next couple of games, isn't it?
Arsenal, Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not even getting any easier for Leeds either, man. So, bro, I'll start with you, man. Relegation battle. Talk to me, bro.
Well, last weekend couldn't have gone any worse than it did. You know, we lost against Man City, to be expected, in all fairness. But then when you see the way that Burnley come back against Watford and won the game in the last 10 minutes, doesn't help. You see Everton grind out a result against Chelsea, doesn't help. We was in the group chat, except for George, supporting Chelsea that weekend. Let everyone
never supporting Chelsea.
We're singing all the songs, Chelsea. It's going to be a blue day. And they did nothing. But the way that I know you mentioned the Arsenal-Chelsea games, but I'm actually looking at the Chelsea game as a way of possibly getting a point or maybe even 3 because of the way it's positioned. We play them on Wednesday, I think, and they've got a cup final. So they may rest the guys like Rudiger and Mount for that game with third or so. And maybe that's a way. The way that they've been playing as well, the after-field turmoil, if there's any time to play them, it's in the week next week at Ellen Road at night time. Like it can't get any better than that. And if we can't get the job done, well, as I've said before, you deserve to get relegated after 38 games if you haven't got enough points. But there's still time. We're not out of it yet. I know everyone's looking at Everton's fixtures thinking they're all right, but Everton haven't been good all season. That's why they're still below us at the moment. So the last 2 games are against Brighton at home and Brentford away. With everything, we should be looking to win those 2 games at least. Yeah. And it just puts the pressure back on Everton. I think Everton have probably got one banker in it, and that's Watford away, because they've been awful away. They've set the record now. 11 losses at home in a row. But we've just got to take care of ourselves, and that starts with Arsenal this weekend, obviously. But it didn't. And adding to that as well, last week we lost Stuart Dallas, who's going to be out for probably a year.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He did his I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he's done.
Broken leg.
Yeah. And it just goes that he was about to play in midfield where I would have preferred to see him, and we didn't even get to see it for long because of an injury before the game, so he had to go back where he was before. Yeah, it was just the worst weekend, and there was a lot of therapy on my channel with the Leeds fans, just talking it out, seeing where we go from here. But all is not lost. These guys have got to give it their all for the last 4 games. A lot of them have got to realize this is their last chance to probably play Premier League football because not everyone's going to get a move from here. So they got to give it their all.
Yeah, 100%. And I think one thing that might help you guys, I haven't read up on it, but yesterday I saw reports that Richarlison could actually face like a bit of problems because he threw the flare back in. And the thing is, he did it out of excitement. I don't think anybody could say it was malice. I don't like the guy, but that was like a celebration, but he could endanger someone in it. So it's like they still have to look into it.
It's health and safety, and if they've got anything about him, they'll ban him for the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
Think they will. I think they'll give him a fine, and that's about it.
They'll get the fine, I think. Yeah.
To be fair, I think a 1 or 2 match ban is that it should really, if you're going to punish him, you should at least get a game or 2 ban, surely.
Well, we'll see what happens. But what you mentioned as well about our run of form, it hasn't actually been bad. It's just that Burnley have picked up some excellent results, and it's kind of made our run look inconsequential. In all fairness, now because it's dragged us back into the mix. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I think this might go down to the last game of the season. I don't want it to go there, but it's looking that way at this moment in time.
Don't worry, we'll sort that out for you in a couple of weeks.
I think you've got you make a good point there, KG, because I think what a lot of people did was they looked at the form of the 2 below you, and because they were playing really bad, they thought, this form will probably continue. But a lot of people weren't realizing they had a couple games in hand, both of them. And then what's funny is, especially with Everton beating Man U and Chelsea, they actually managed to get points that nobody thought they would get. And that is how it's all of a sudden become, oh, hold on a minute. Whereas before that, you're thinking they were out of it.
And also the fact that Burnley sacked Dyche and everyone thought they were gone, and they've actually improved the way that they play post Dyche, makes you probably think maybe they wouldn't have been there the whole season. But obviously the new manager bounce helps, but they have been playing better stuff. They got one easy win against Southampton, which is one that we didn't get. Yeah, it's all very, very tight down there, man. And unfortunately, we're right in the mix. Look at everyone throwing me relegation parties, man. It's all mad.
Nah, I mean, everyone here, I'm sure wants Leeds to stay up, but it's gonna be a bit mad. It's gonna be a bit mad. George, I'll come to you, bruv. You know what it feels like to play Brentford. Brentford are one of the teams that they've got. You've played Brentford in their recent form, should I say, because they've actually been really brilliant in the last month or two. How do you feel about Leeds going away to Brentford last day? Like, they're capable, but talk to me. You've played them recently.
Yeah, man, I can't lie. It's going to be tough because even the loss against United, it seemed like a heavy loss in the end, but I felt like they actually were creating quite a lot against them. It's just they didn't really have that natural finish. I think Tony had a couple of chances that he didn't end up putting away. So I think they were still playing well in that. It's a tough game, man, because I think they're just out to prove themselves about being in the Premier League, and I think they're a well-trained team, and obviously have looked decent this side of the turn of the year. So yeah, man, it's not going to look good, but I guess you need to just hope that Everton have gone back to that slump that they had, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, boys, I'll come to you, Cal and Matt. I mean, looking at it from an outsider's point of view, how are you lot feeling about the relegation battle? Cal, start with you, bro.
Annoyed. Typical Man U and Chelsea. They need to do one job and they don't do it. Beat Everton. Yeah. That was their job. For the rest of the season, you beat Everton, that's it.
They're down if both of those teams get the victory they're supposed to get.
Even get a draw, bro. But both of them turn up there and just offered. The Chelsea offered nothing at Goodison. Man United it's annoying because that's the team I want to go down. I don't really care for Burnley like that. I want Leeds to stay up. Everton's the one I want to go down, but it looks. I hate to say it. I just have that feeling they're gonna just sneak it. I do.
Oh, well, get out of it. You think they're just gonna get out? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna really pee me off, but I just feel like they've just got something with them at the moment that is gonna see them through.
It's Richarlison, if we're being honest. That's why it's a big deal if he gets that suspension. Who?
I said F him.
Oh, yeah, no, obviously we don't like him, but, like, he is the reason why Everton have been playing well. We've got to be honest. Like, he's the one who's doing all the pressing, the thingy, scoring the goals. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is the part of Everton that helps them to get them victories. So Matt, what are you thinking? Should he get a suspension for throwing that flare into the crowd? What do you think?
Yeah, because we were just obviously talking before we went live, and yeah, I think when it comes to Richarlison and his antics, do you know what? I want to see them go down, innit? Like, I can't lie. Like, I want to see Everton get relegated, and if fair is fair, innit? Because if it's anybody else, yeah, you probably get a fine and maybe even a suspension. Like, it's a serious thing, innit? You can't throw a flare back into the crowd. Like, I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard about it. You can't do them things there, bro. And you have to just play by the rules, innit? Here's the thing: when it comes to the relegation battle, like Cal's spot on. Like, I really thought Everton wouldn't like to beat Chelsea. Like, I'm so shocked. It's a shame Lewis can't be here tonight because I wanted him to explain why his team allowed. In fact, you know what? It makes sense. Frank Lampard's there, innit? So it kind of makes sense, innit? 4D chess, innit?
Do you not remember what he said in the group, bro?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if we want him to say it.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not for real. But no, it's kind of mad how Everton they might have something about them now to kind of just creep over the line. With Leeds, I thought Leeds kind of pulled themselves away with Jesse Marsh, a la Mike Marsh. I thought they pulled themselves away, and I thought, they've got enough. But because the things with Leeds as well, Leeds' form isn't even like bad. Like, I'm looking at it now, and Leeds' form, they won, obviously, in the last 5 games, they've won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. That's not bad form. Yeah. But
it's
like
not
what
bad at all.
It's not, but like what KG said, Burnley with the 3 wins on the bounce, like, do you know what I mean? You know, as Liverpool fans, there's one thing that we can't stand. You guys both know, is draws. A draw doesn't sound like a worse result, but when you're trying to stay in the league, or you're trying to win a league, whichever one it is, you need that win. A draw almost feels like a loss, and KG can probably attest to that. When you draw, you're like, oh, man, like, because it's 2 points dropped, and if the other team wins, they're catching you up. So I think I want Leeds to stay out, man. Like, all jokes aside regarding the whole Rafinha thing, whatever, I think Everton deserve to go down. I just don't know whether Everton will, though, now that they've got their confidence back, it seems. So I'm not sure, bro.
Yeah, just on that, KG, what's the squad looking like at the moment? Because obviously you took the Dallas injury is a horrible one, but what about the rest of the squad? How's the squad looking?
Yeah, and just before that, I mean, as well as on the weekend, when you see things like Pickford being behind the line and saving shots, and Rodrigo not taking advantage of a Cancelo slip up, but yet Richarlison taking advantage of Azpilicueta's mistake, that's when you knew it was going to be a bad weekend. But in terms of the squad, it's in decent shape at the moment. There's rumours that Bamford will be back for this game against Arsenal, which will be a huge boost to have a striker up front, because neither manager ever wants to play Gelhardt up front, which has been a frustration through the whole season while Bamford's been out. Instead of putting Dan James up front, because he's never been a striker and he never will be. But if Bamford's back for the Arsenal game, I mean, it will just give the whole group a big lift. It really will. Rafinha's been posting on the gram some inspirational stuff, so I hope he's inspired for the next week or so. But I need to see on the pitch, man. I need to see actions, not words, and this is what this team have got to prove over the next 4 games.
Definitely, man.
Sure,
and obviously,
just quickly, I want to say something about Rafinha, actually. Rafinha, as of late, from what I've heard, is getting a little bit of criticism in terms of like some of his decision making and whatnot, being a little bit overzealous or a little bit selfish. But here's the thing where I kind of will back him, and everyone's going to go, because Matt's a Rafinha fan. But I'm looking at it from this perspective. He didn't think he'll be in a relegation battle this season. He really didn't. He thought he'll be like maybe 10th or something like that, 11th, like something respectable, because that's where Leeds really should be. But it hasn't happened this year. Some of the things he's doing, I do feel like he's kind of doing that whole, well, I'm going to have to do it all myself. And what that can do, it can make you look worse than what you actually are. Because I find it kind of mad that how all of a sudden, like, and I'm not just talking about like guys on the panel or whatever, but I've seen it where people are going, Rafinha is not like guy Red said. It's like, no, bro, he's still a baller. It's just that he's in a relegation battle. And like KG will probably, KG might even co-sign this. I don't know whether you will, K, but when it comes to Rafinha, you can clearly see the frustrations are getting to him, and you can clearly see that he's really trying to take a game over. And there are times when the better option is there, but I'm starting to wonder whether he's got to that point where it's like, bro, I don't even trust you right now. So you see that pass that I could play to you? Nah, I'm cutting inside if I have to twice. I'm trying to get that shot off. Do you agree with that, or you disagree, bro?
Yeah, and I mean, there's somebody in there saying that we deserve to go down because we're still playing expansive football. I mean, that just shows you that they don't actually watch Leeds and they're just listening to, pundits on TV, because we're not playing expansive football anymore because we can't. You saw the game that we played against whoever it was, and I think Drifty even said we play like school children, but it's not expansive football anymore. It really isn't. It
was the City game, bro. It was the City game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was because everybody was just chasing the ball, and I'm like, stay in your position. Why is three people all running to the ball? Like, what is going on? Like,
no. That's the thing is though. That's fine, but it's against Man City. It looks a bit crazy. But if you're against a lesser quality team, three people hunting the ball down is very effective. If you're hunting in groups. It just looks a bit mad against Man City. But for large portion of that Man City game, I say large portions, a good portion of the game against a Man City side, we was controlling the ball a lot. And if we had started with the team that we had, I'm not saying we would have won, but it would have looked a lot more organised than when Cooper went out in the warm-up, Dallas getting injured before 20 minutes. There was a lot of mismatch. There was a lot of rejigging that had to be done in that. On Matt's point on Rafinha, yes, he's having to do a lot of it himself because no one else is shooting anyway. When we get around the box, when we actually do manage to get around the box, everyone's looking for that next pass because all the confidence is shot out of this team. So when he is looking there was a time against Man City where he could have squared the ball over. But even Rodrigo's gone back to normal Rodrigo. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I said he's looking new and refreshed under Marsh. Last two games.
Yeah, I remember you saying,
he's been back to normal Rodrigo again. But for me, Rafinha, I need to see him do what Richarlison's doing, and that's getting himself on the score sheet. So I'm all for Rafinha shooting more and taking the game by the scruff of the neck because he's the only guy of real out-and-out quality that we've got that can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. And obviously, when we get to the end, when we're doing the predictions, we'll chop up the games coming up because it's a big game, obviously, for Leeds against Arsenal at the weekend.
Come on, Leeds.
What's Rafinha's release clause?
Oh, you really gonna do this now?
No, you know what? It's a fair question, but the thing is, there is no relegation release clause. It's just not true.
Okay.
But either way, whether we go down or stay up, he's up in the summer anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to enjoy him while he's here for the next 4 games, and that's it.
Yeah.
We could do it back up to Kulusevski, to be fair. So that'll be
Oh no! Don't even listen. No, I'm not having that. Even I'm not having that. No.
I was asking a question for the comment section. Like George just went and fully like.
But in all serious though, he's probably going to be Barcelona. I mean, it's Deco. I don't know if you know. Deco is his agent.
Yeah, his agent. Yeah, they're talking. They've been speaking for about 3 months. Okay, you know.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much a done deal. In all fairness, and I don't blame him. He deserves to be a Champions League player. He doesn't deserve to be in a 17th place team at all.
Agreed. No, agreed.
This Barcelona thing. I mean, 1 minute they're £1 billion in debt, and then all of a sudden they can just afford all these players. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Like, I don't know.
They've got a sponsor, Spotify.
Spotify.
They got.
How convenient for them. How convenient for them.
Drifty. Congratulations to Barcelona on their legit deal that they got over the line. I'm a Spotify man myself, Joe Rogan and that. Do your business.
Yeah. Good one. But yeah, we'll move on then. It's unfortunate, obviously. I think someone already said it's unfortunate that Lewis couldn't be here. It really is. I did think he was going to make it, but unfortunately he couldn't because we've got to talk about Chelsea, boys. I'm going to start with George on this because George loves the Chelsea the most.
Oh yeah, man. Love him.
Now, from what I've read, and here's the thing. I don't even really trust things I read that much anymore because I read that the season was over for Kyle Walker leading up to what was the game they played? Oh, it was the Leeds game, right? Leading up to the Leeds game, they were like, he's had a setback in training and he's out for the season. then he plays the Champions League game. So it's like, okay, so you'll just say what you want now. And so I don't even know what I should even trust anymore. And he might be out for the season now because he played that game. But anyway, so what I've read is that Chelsea have until May the 31st to register their accounts and all the stuff to be a business for the following year, right? And if this Roman stuff doesn't get sorted out and they don't have a new owner, they can't make that registration. If they can't make that registration, they cannot take part in the 2022-23 Premier League season.
Chef's kiss.
So what's kind of nuts, boys, yeah? And obviously, George, I said I'll start with you. Roman was like, no, I don't want that money. It's cool. Like, we're all good. And something has changed his mind, bro. And all of a sudden now he's like, no, hold a minute. This 1.5 just feels too much to write off. I want my money. And this has thrown a real spanner in the works of the sale because now he's demanding his money. There is a real complication because the government are like, well, no, there's no chance he's getting any money. So now everything just becomes crazy. So I'm not going to go into the details of that, but hearing that Chelsea have only got 26 days, if my maths are correct, to try and get something sorted out. What are you saying, bro? Chelsea might not be in the Premier League next year, bro.
That'd be incredible. Sadly, I don't think it will happen, but I would love that because hopefully that means we get the Champions League spot as well if we don't make it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, it's looking a bit. It's weird. This whole charity business, and then now he wants it back, and it's all a bit dodgy. But I think there's too much dodgy stuff going on behind the scenes because all of a sudden the new owners want to put the money into the charity as well, and I think there's a lot of weird stuff going on behind the scenes, but I think they're just trying to put pressure on the government to give them the money, and it doesn't look like they're going to budge. So fingers crossed it carries on the way it's going, because the more Chelsea are in the mud, the happier I get. It's as simple as that.
So KG, talking about this, yeah, let's just say everything's fine, which it probably will be. What Chelsea do you think we're going to see in the next 12, 18, 24 months, bro? Like what? How do you think Chelsea get through this? Do you think they're okay, and everybody's just thinking it'll be something, or do you think it could be a bit sticky for them?
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've just looked it up now, and as of like 4 hours ago, Roman said that he doesn't want his money back. So
yeah, I've seen a lot.
I don't think that report was even.
Yeah,
I think it's a fake rumor.
People need to stop giving these people like verified accounts, because this is coming from verified journalists about that as well now. So I think
even Sky reported it. I watched it on Sky. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I mean, diligence.
Unless he's just covering up for himself, which let's be honest, that's easily another thing as well.
Or he's had a change of heart. He might have realized how bad it made him look, and somebody's had a word with him. Who knows? This is a crazy situation.
Nah, there's a reason why he wanted that money specifically going into a charitable donation or whatever it may be, and that the new owners were thinking of, oh, we're going to do that. There's reasons why they do this sort of thing. So I think there's even that statement I wouldn't believe from Abramovich himself.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's it with this Chelsea thing. I think you just have to wait and see what the next move is about the sale of the club first of all, and then go from there. Because anything like a sanction like that, because I was surprised I hadn't heard of that. What you mentioned at first, Drift, and I thought, and anything like that, you think everyone would hear about that. I didn't even hear about Chelsea possibly getting kicked out of the league, because I'm looking at it like maybe we won't get relegated anyway. So,
well, that's the thing. Wasn't even kicked out. You just couldn't register. Do you know what I mean? So if you can't register, you can't take part.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we should just wait until more confirmed reports come out, then speculate at this moment in time. That's what I would do anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so let's say they do get it done. Everything's fine. They are in the league next year. But the people who are looking to take over at the moment do get it. So it'll be another American owner who we know are very business savvy. Do you know what I mean? How do you feel? I mean, because I know you and Matt watch a lot of American sport, KG. So do you guys know the guy who's taking over? Like, do you know anything about him? I mean, either you, Matt, as well. Do you guys actually know anything about him?
No, genuinely, I don't actually.
Is it Boston he owns? Is it Boston?
Well, here's the thing. Do you know what, Drift? I don't think there's a nailed-on person to kind of get Chelsea yet. The guy you're talking about, I can't remember his name, but he's been a lot. He's kind of maybe one of their favorites. However, there's a lot of, as George said, there's a lot of stuff going on with Chelsea because like there's statements here and there, and I just brought a statement now for the people. So this is on Sky Sports. This is a little bit of an extra. So goes, secondly, this is part of the statement. Mr. Abramovich has not asked for any loan to be repaid. Such suggestions are entirely false. As are suggestions that Mr. Abramovich has increased the price of the club last minute. So here's the thing. There's quite, if I'm not mistaken, there was quite reputable journalist that was saying that, he wants his money back. Then Sky are bringing out a statement, there's a statement that got released to Sky saying that he doesn't. It's so hard to predict right now, bro, what's actually going to happen with them. One thing we do know is Chelsea are not going to be the same Chelsea, in my opinion. You see, I don't know how many months ago when we were having discussions about how an owner should be and whatever. Mr. Abramovich, Abramovich, I've got to be careful.
He's got you in his pocket as well, isn't it?
Bro. That's what's going on. Listen. My internet's been cut a few times. I think I know it. I think I know who did it. But all I'm gonna say is this: Abramovich, when it comes to his dealings and that, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen with Chelsea, but it won't be the same. And like I was just about to say before, when we talk about club owners, he was probably he was the rarity in terms of in the Premier League, someone who we thought, probably still does. Obviously, he loves Chelsea and kind of, live and die for them, so to speak. But when you deep it, it's like you kind of reap what you sow. So even though this guy, obviously, Abramovich does love Chelsea, there's no denying that. Look at what he's done for them. You kind of have to be careful on the owner that you do want at your club. And that's why, like, I understand when some people were like, oh, I don't like him. But a lot of people were saying, no, look at Abramovich, like he loves the club and he spends money like willy-nilly, so to speak. You have to be careful because you don't know where that money's coming from. And here's the thing. There's a lot of things in football that we know that gets brushed under the carpet. There's many things from a lot of owners. So it's one of those things where it's like, boy, you know what? You have to just be content sometimes with what you have and appreciate what you have. And that's why I will always say, to this day, I've never doubted them. Big up my owners, FSG. My owners been rocking with man from day one, Took man over from when we was in administration. What you think it's a laughing thing? Well, I'm being dead sick, bruv. Took man over from when man was about to fall off a cliff, and they said, yo, come aboard. We're gonna get Diaz. We're gonna get the Salahs and the Manes and the Virgil van Dijks. We're gonna get the Bobby Firminos. We're gonna get all them players. Certain man didn't want to jump on board this train.
Shameless behavior is continuing.
No, certain man didn't. Cal was with me day one. Cal been rocking with me from day one. I'm not gonna mention no names. I'm not gonna mention no names. But there's a third person on this channel, who didn't believe. And now they're starting to believe. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it there. Peace out.
I'm the only one that believed.
I know you believe. Just like when Morpheus said to Neo, you're beginning to believe.
This is shameless. It's Captain and Papa Sparrow, man. It's ridiculous. Before just jumping ships is just ridiculous. Before we bring in a certain someone, I see the smile on Cal's face immediately. We got some super chats to get through quickly, bro.
I see him there,
I can't wait.
No, but it's not even that. Nah, respect to my man. Love, you know who you are, brother. Love.
Let's get through these. Cal, we got these super chats, bro. So before we bring him in,
we got the super chats. Dodie says, "Big up Kopish every time." Battling a really tough X-Men. Watching Kop-Ish helps my mental loads more than you can believe. Thank you. Big up yourself, Dodie.
Big up, bro. Get well, man.
Sultan says, "Big up Kop-Ish and the lads. Hope you're all doing well. Let's smash Spurs." Hashtag. What is on? Will says, "Better finisher, Rude or Zlatan? Zlatan underrated."
Oh, I think Van Nistelrooy was probably.
I still think Van Nistelrooy like more clinical, but Zlatan is underrated in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Time he's been that good.
22 years or something now, isn't it?
Zlatan's been doing his thing from time.
Jay Finn, can anyone tell me the difference between Man City and PSG? Both have oil money. Both dominate their league. Both have great players. Both are meant to win the Champions League. Both bottle big moments in the Champions League. Explain. I don't know. It's not in our DNA, isn't it?
We might get an explanation soon, Jay. We might get an explanation soon.
Adrian says, a breaking statement from Chelsea. Roman Abramovich rubbishes claims for loan. And Todd Boehly is set to complete ownership tomorrow. Wow.
At the time,
Right, that has
the
been
guy.
far forwarded.
Right, that went mad quick.
Goes on to continue and said Todd Boehly is set to bring in database recruitment with Daniel Fickelstein.
Oh, no.
A
So turning into
workmate of
Brentford,
Michael
brilliant.
Edwards, who is strongly favoured to arrive at Chelsea.
No way.
What?
You're telling me man's gonna rip what? Man's just gonna take the laptop from Liverpool and just bring it and set up shop?
He ain't taking no laptop, bro.
Nah, he's probably got burner hard drives, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All right, FSG, get on the case, bro.
You got a couple of Excel spreadsheets. That's
Like
it, bro.
crime drama.
Michael Edwards don't want to be on board with this and wants to go to that nonsense. Let him bounce.
Hey, Julian Wood, if you want to make a statement, make sure you crash man's hard drives, bro. We ain't got time for that.
Boy. So it's that part of the show, people.
Let's go.
It's that part of the show.
I don't have the capacity.
No, man done him.
City.
That wasn't me, brother.
I knew it was Callum. I said to Steve last night when we got back to the hotel, I said, Drifty and Matt are going to be fine. Callum is going to be an absolute shitbag about this. but you know what, yeah? I've literally, and by the way, boys, I have literally just walked through the door, right?
Appreciate
Love for
Bless
that, bro.
Steve. Steve's got a 3-hour drive ahead of him back up to Manchester. So
Yeah, no, big up, man.
No, I appreciate that, bro.
Welcome, by the way. Welcome, bro.
That's what I'm saying. No, and bro, you don't hide. You don't hide. That's the you don't hide at all.
We can never hide. There's no way. And listen, why should I hide? Why should I hide? Right? We've been in 2 Champions League semi-finals, right? Come on, we're Little City. We are Little City. Everyone tells us we're irrelevant, but all of you have done watch-longs. Well, maybe not you boys. So many people have done watch-longs, can't keep our fucking name. And you know what? I'm not sending for Liverpool fans today, but I'm sorry. The abuse I'm getting from Villa fans, from Tottenham fans, not you, George, United fans that aren't even going to be in the Champions League next season. So Liverpool fans, I'm not going to say nothing about Liverpool. This isn't, I know you lot are going to come at me, but it is what it is. But all these other fans, yeah, honestly, you're embarrassing, man. You are honestly so embarrassing because you would, apart from Liverpool, tell me a club that would not swap positions with us right now. We're top of the league. There's even a debate to be had that Liverpool might swap positions with us this season to be top of the league because you want the league more than you want the Champions League.
We're going to get
I mean, I know what West Ham aren't doing.
Look, Carl's like a bloody
Saturday.
on the league.
Saturday.
Carl, listen.
And for rattled, I'm not rattled. I'm deflated. That's what I am. I am deflated.
I hear no, but look, no, Carl. You'll get your
Let me go first because you know me. I'm going to be normal.
No. Let's start properly. Let's
I'm going to be
discuss
normal.
the game. Let's discuss. We'll talk normally. So that run us through this game. I'm sure we all saw it, but talk to us. You were there.
The whole world saw it. The whole world watched Little City. Little irrelevant City. The whole world.
Walk us through it, bro. Walk us through it, man.
So, for me, and obviously, I haven't watched it back. I won't watch it back. I don't want to see any of that shit again, right? And I don't really care about a lot of the stuff people are saying, excuses. The simple thing is, for me personally, we were in control of that game, right? We were in control. None of us felt threatened by that game. However, 2 minutes of absolute loss of concentration at the Bernabeu. Let me talk. When they scored their first goal, right? So the Madrid fans have been pretty damn quiet, right? They've been pretty quiet for 85 minutes, apart from occasional little when they'd get a corner or something, getting excited. Pretty quiet, right? We're 1-0 up. We don't need an extra goal. For me, we were trying to push for that extra goal. We did not need to push for. When they scored that goal, the Bernabeu came alive, right? It came like I've never been in a ground. And when people talk about the power of the Bernabeu, I was like, fucking hell, man. Like that 12th man at Anfield, 13, 14, 15 man at the Bernabeu. It was loud, right? It was loud. And that's not even full. They're still building more on that bastard. But I still thought, no. Boys, keep your heads. They still need another one. There's 6 minutes added time, but they can't score another one, can they? They can't score another one, can they? But the noise was insane. When they scored the second, I hate to say it, but that was it. It wasn't just the players were deflated. I can tell you the City end was deflated. There a few, people were trying to get behind the team, but it was hard. People were just, when that happens to you, man, it was just, and I know I've seen Pep's coming into a lot of criticism. For me, it all happened too quick for him to do anything about it. Like it was a loss of concentration. The only thing I could hear is the substitutions he'd made. But by one, in games where you've made substitutions and then it's gone to extra time, it's like, fuck, what have we got? And that's kind of how it was. There was just nothing really to give. And it was just, from that point, it was just hell, being held behind afterwards for an hour, hearing them in the streets, celebrating outside. But the worst thing is, they held us behind for an hour so that the Madrid fans could move away. But the Madrid's bars surround the stadium. They don't move away. So an hour later, we get let out to, and by the way, it's like the police over there. It's like an army, man. And they're everywhere just waiting for us just to sing and beat their horns. And it was carried on like all night. It was interesting. Even after the game, walking around Madrid, we met this Atletico fan. And he was like, I'm sorry, guys, because we're going to have to put up with hearing this as well. He said, but when you play Madrid, 2 goals, not enough. Like 3 goals, 4 goals. You need a 5-goal lead if you're going back to the Bernabeu, because the worst thing is the knock-on effects of this, right? The knock-on effects, because Walker injured, Laporte injured, De Bruyne, he looked tired. A lot of players looked tired. So I will put it down to the players, not Pep, for me. If I was Pep, I'd be disappointed at certain players. Yep, you can put it. And I've told people I'm not going to do any streams where agendas about Pep out are going to come up, and I will leave streams if people start trying to talk that agenda, because that's what everyone would love. Everyone would love Pep to go. Everyone would love Pep to leave us. I'm not going to do anything. I don't want that media bandwagon to start maybe making him think maybe I do leave this country in the shit media. It wasn't his fault this time. He's overthought games. For me, he didn't overthink anything. Callum, you're loving this, aren't you? I know that's but now the players, what the players need to do is they've got 4 games, right? They've got 4 games left, and it is in their hand. They win these 4 games, we win the league. It's not like if they win this, they win 4 games, they put a shift in and win us 4 games, we win the league. We deserve that now. We deserve that. We've followed you over land and sea. We deserve the league. Yeah. So you, man, put a shift in for Pep and for Pep. Do it for Pep and do it for the fans.
I saw the little Ancelotti impression in there from George as well. That actually
did he do the
yeah.
We're going to do the people's eyebrow. We're doing people's eyebrows out here, George, yeah?
All right, Cal, you can go now, brother. I know that was the hardest keeping quiet you've had to do all season, bro.
Cool. First and foremost, Daps, welcome, bro. Takes a big man to come on the stream. You didn't have to, so I rate it. Daps, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I flipping love it. We are right behind you. We're just whispering like, where?
You are behind us. I like the way you say behind us still, by the way.
Yeah,
You're
but
not in front of us, bro.
it happens, innit? But Daps, let's be real, bro. Beginning of last season, you were favourites. Beginning of this season, you were favourites. You went
for
there
what?
with a goal.
For what? For what? The
Champions
League. Yeah, but
Yeah.
do any of us agree that we should ever be favourites for the Champions League? Do any of us really?
Well, I mean,
because you lot tell us about heritage, yeah.
Well,
So if you believe in heritage, should we be
I'll get into that. I was like, what's that Jamelia song? Money can't buy my love, and money can't really buy the Champions League either. Like, it's ingrained in some teams. I'll be real with you. We see it with Chelsea.
It's heritage, man. It's heritage.
Chelsea, it took them a long, long time to get it.
Yep.
There's a
Fergie
reason
only
why
got 2 in how many years? Fergie got 2 in how many years?
I know, but not everyone's built like there's certain team in Merseyside. That's what I'm getting to. There's levels to this. That.
Well, I'd actually say to Klopp, because if Klopp gets 2 in 7 years, fair play to him. But I mean, previous managers haven't got like multiples, have they?
More needs to be spoken about with Fergie only getting 2 in 27 years.
There does.
There's a conversation. There's a conversation.
That's for another conversation.
A serious question though, Daps. The first leg, in my opinion, you should have been out of sight. You weren't. Second leg, you got a 2-goal lead. For me, I get you're saying Pep's nothing to be blamed. I'm sorry.
You want to blame him, of course you will, bro, because that supports your argument that Klopp's a better manager, so you will blame Pep. De Bruyne should not hold on, bro.
Went through last night.
Whoa. Are you saying? Are you saying that De Bruyne should have still been on that pitch?
From the outside looking in, I think De Bruyne should have stayed.
No, that's. You know, listen, I'm not even going to come in on a. Sorry, Cal. I'm not even going to come in on like an aggressive thing. 100%. Just quickly, and I'll let Cal finish. I think De Bruyne should not have been subbed, even though De Bruyne wasn't having. Hear me out. Even though De Bruyne wasn't having a great game, De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders in world football. At a blink of an eye, he can change that game. At a blink of an eye, when he gets the
knackered though, man.
Hear what I'm going to say.
So did
Kevin De Bruyne.
He was blowing red cheeks. You know,
hear me out. No, hear me out. We in the Premier League and in world football, we put Kevin De Bruyne on a pedestal, and rightly so, because he's that great. It's nights like this where you show your quality. He might have been tired. Yes, there was not, as you're saying, Drift, he was tired. But bro, it is KDB. If there was one person when all the chips are down, give the ball to Kevin. He might get you an assist, or he can give you a goal.
Do you know
in my opinion, in my honest opinion, I think Pep made a mistake. Obviously, we can look back at it and chop it up, but I just personally feel like that is a massive call that he shouldn't have made. Sorry, Cal, but I said that one thing.
Sorry, can I just say one thing real quick that is very clear? So, firstly, when you watch your team, you know when a player is having one of them games, yeah? And with De Bruyne, it wasn't just his fitness. There was little things like the speed he was taking the ball down when he was receiving it. Everything about De Bruyne didn't look right. I don't know what it was. And when people are saying, I've seen 1 or 2, he's not a big game player. Well, I get it, because you're going to talk about the Champions League final, but then you talk about games against Liverpool. This season, he's shown in big games he can come alive. Yesterday, the one thing that I will say is, who came on for Kevin De Bruyne? Gundogan. Right? And when Gundogan came on, right? Gundogan Zinchenko came on, and instantly, in fact, not even instantly, we started playing simple football, pet football, right? And we scored from it. Gundogan was good. The De Bruyne one, I don't really want to hear. Mahrez, I might hear a little bit more, because he wasn't good. However, he did score. So
people in the comments are saying they think Mahrez was the mistake and not De Bruyne.
That's what I was going to ask as well, because obviously, I know he's forward, and maybe you want to set up shop or whatever, but like when you're the player that scored in the semi-final, surely you want to keep that momentum, because he's only going to be buzzing after that. Even if he wasn't having like the best game beforehand, he got the goal that you're really thinking is okay. That should be it. So then surely you'd sort of keep that player on, right? If that's the one that's
honestly, look, I don't know if something's going to come out. That performance from KDB, based on the last 2 months he's had, was weird as hell. It was weird. I don't know what was going. Maybe he wasn't fit. Maybe he had not. I don't know. Maybe he was nervous. Maybe he was nervous, because when they come out. City fans, by the way, let's stop this booing of the Champions League. It's not going to get us anywhere, by the way. This booing of the Champions League anthem, it's not going to get us anywhere.
What is the reason for that? Why?
So the original reason is it's kind of to do with the obviously the way they were shining the spotlight on us, and the other reason is we played Moscow, and Yaya got racially abused the whole game. Right, we were 1 minute late out for the second half. They got no punishment and we got a fine. And it was like, do you know what? Fuck you for that. Okay. For me personally, and sorry, City fans that disagree with me, but I feel like we've clung on to that narrative for too long now. It's like, get it. But you know what? This is an excuse, because last season, and let's talk heritage quick, because some people, we get told about heritage all the time. Yesterday, we really experienced the heritage thing. And no Liverpool fan can tell me about they don't believe in the heritage thing, because you lot tell us, yeah? our history in the Champions League is 13 years long. Our fan base did not believe in it until last season. Last season, our fan base started the games against PSG at the Etihad, the games against Dortmund at the Etihad. Getting to the final, we started to believe. At that point, do you know what? Let's stop this narrative about UEFA and us. Let's drop the booing, because you know what? We're just going to wind them up. We're just going to keep. It's not going to get us anywhere. Let's drop the booing. We deserve to be there. We're going to be there next season. Man United are not going to be there next season. Tottenham are not going to be there next season. Villa are not going to be there next season. Arsenal will be there next season. Go out very, very early doors. Then they won't be there the season after because someone else will take it over them. So we are going to be there. We need to stop doing it. We need to embrace it. But heritage is a big deal. It's the belief of the fans rubs off on the players. And
look, let's give some of these super chats, and I want to get KG's take on this one. How many super chats we got to get through, Cal, bro?
I'll let you off today, Daps. It's not done though. You know that.
Listen, this is one of the only channels, right? And I can say this honestly, because I have had one or two people trying to hit me up to come on today or tomorrow, and I've said I'm not doing it because I know what's going to happen. But honestly, with you lot, I will do it because I know you'll go in on me, and I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. But you won't. I just don't want no agendas too much, please. I'm not ready today for these agendas against Pep. Please drop them out. Drop them out.
I will make sure there's no Pep agendas on Kopish, because everyone knows how I feel about Pep.
Let's go.
We'll address that next week. Don't worry.
By the way, we've just hit our Prem Panel record of 1,100 people in the chat. So big up everyone, man. Big up. Make sure you smash that like button, everyone, man.
We're so irrelevant. We are so irrelevant.
Make sure you go and check out the description. Daps's channel, George's channel, KG's channel. Without 100%. These guys, Lewis, Aaron, we wouldn't be hitting these numbers on a Thursday. So
trust me,
guys as well. Please 100%. Go and support them and show them the love that they show us by coming on our channel. Micah Johnson said, "My boys, imagine thinking you know about football and thinking it was Pep's fault yesterday. The players let him down seriously." I mean, Micah will agree to disagree to some extent. Ty said, "I wanted City in the final. We would have done them."
Heritage, possibly you would have. I mean, the one thing at the airport that was going round amongst all the City fans, non-stop. So before the game, in fact, Tuesday when me and Steve were flying out, we were on booking.com looking for hotels in Paris, But you lot have grabbed every single. When you lot saw Villarreal, when you lot saw Villarreal, you
man booked from then, didn't it?
But the prices on hotels are insane, and I was like, I don't even want to be in Paris. I want somewhere an hour out because I don't want to be around Scousers for 2 days, right? And at the airport today, every City fan was going, well, at least we don't have to share a city with them lot for a day. And it's like, it's true. I'm going IB. Listen, I'm booking. I'd book that weekend off anyway. I'm going Marbs. I'm going IB for or something. I'm enjoying
Samsonuske says the stick to beat Pep in Europe is ignored for Fergie. It's the twilight zone coming from United fans. If Pep is a failure in Europe, Fergie is worse.
It's a conversation for another day, but it's real. 27 years, 2 times. I mean, that's not good. Average,
and especially if Klopp, if you do the quadruple, that's 2 things.
When?
You got that.
No.
Okay.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, Fergie reached 4 finals, 1-2, lost 2, didn't he? I'm sure that was his record in the finals, wasn't it?
You know what?
The quad,
but you know the Bayern one, the Bayern one is very similar to yesterday, right? United were in control of that game, and 2 minutes of madness, and Bayern lost that Champions League final. So. Anyway, if Klopp does a quad and that's 2 Champions Leagues in 4 or 5 years, you can keep saying when. You can keep saying when. I mean, I don't have too many clips and receipts, luckily, but I'm saving this one, Callum. So.
To be honest, I'll put myself out there. Everyone's gonna have receipts for me, but I believe, man. I believe.
I think we'll win.
Not after Saturday evening.
That's heritage. I mean, listen, sorry, Drifty, because you've been good so far, but Drifty doesn't, because he messaged me Saturday night congratulating me on winning the league. Sorry, Drifty.
What? No way.
Wow.
Your own
Hold on.
You're not going to drag me in like that. Come on, do you not actually believe that? Do you not actually believe that?
Mr. Host, you're supposed to be neutral, Mr. Host.
Come on.
What's going on, bro?
If you don't believe that, come on.
It wasn't quite. I mean, he didn't quite congratulate me. You know what? He didn't congratulate me. To be fair, that was harsh of me. He definitely had some wobbly in his voice in his text. So he sounded a bit.
Daps, can you do me a favor, please? Can you just send over those messages, please, like, to our Gmail account so we can?
It's nothing I haven't said on here. It's nothing I haven't said on here.
Yeah, if you say it's a real one, right? Drift is a very real one, you know. He's a real one. There needs to be more Liverpool fans like that. A lot more Liverpool fans.
Do me a favour, Dad.
Yeah, you lot can start holding hands now. That's all good. I ain't like that. I ain't like that, bro.
Let's go through these super chats.
I've been too nice now. I've been too nice.
Change the subject.
Pep has the curse of Africa for the way he treated Etu and Toure.
Right, the curse thing is mad, you know.
His Asian dirty.
I'm not speaking about it for real because I don't want
none of
I
that.
cursed him as well.
No smoke.
I did a prediction. I don't do predictions. Last prediction I did was Palace, and look what happened. I did a prediction on a stream the other day by mistake. Like, literally by mistake.
You only have yourself to blame, man. You only have yourself to blame.
Just Lab says, was I the only one who believed Real would win? I told you the white shirt.
No, you
theory.
wasn't.
We only beat teams in white. Even at the 84th minute, I had a feeling.
Oh, the gloves are off now. I don't care. You know what? I'm being shameless right now.
Bro, listen, that brother's facing a war. That is shameless.
Daps, it's all love, yeah, but now it's war. I don't like the way how we're all too pally right now, bruv. It's a war thing. We're coming for the belt.
Not gonna lie, Drift. We're gonna speak after stream.
No, I'm upset with Drifty. Sorry, Daps. I'm just more upset with Drift.
It's nice.
Don't make me feel bad.
I'm not gonna lie, Daps. I have to rate it as well because you threw the cat amongst the pigeons still.
Yeah, and you lot go for the bait.
Deflection.
And you lot go for the bait. That's what's shameless. You lot fell for it. You know I wouldn't have already told man he's won the league. Come on, boy.
I'm just making sure.
There's nothing I said on it. I don't think City will drop points in the league. I've said that on here. There's no difference.
Sure. Drifty, before we move on, just quickly.
They're gonna have
Drifty, before we move on, how do you feel about this manager?
I think he's a world-class, brilliant manager, bro.
Do you think
I'm not going to start shading Pep because he didn't win yesterday. It's hilarious. And I got what I wanted, which was Real Madrid in the final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if we're gonna if you're gonna banter, it's all in, you know what I mean, in war. If you're gonna be serious for a minute though and have an actual football discussion, he is still an absolute elite manager. We cannot just all of a sudden start talking shit about him. Come on, let's not do that.
No, of course he's elite. No one's not even saying that.
No, but there's actually people trying to talk like Pep Guardiola is not an elite manager. It's actually ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand it.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. All jokes aside,
move on. Is he an elite manager or does he have elite resources?
No.
He's an elite manager.
No, he's an elite manager.
Just start.
No, because all jokes aside,
this league play football.
all jokes aside, even though he does have like more resources than 95% of other managers, yeah. You still got to be able to use the resources in the right way. There's other teams, maybe not spend as much, but listen, we can't sleep on Man United and Chelsea spending big bucks and all them things and they don't get the same type of consistency that you get from a Man City. So even though Chelsea did win the Champions League, don't get twisted, and they've won leagues down the years, they don't get that same consistency. That's why they got to keep changing manager. Man City have stuck with Pep for a while now, and even though we still can't win the Champions League as things stand, we can't. I'm not going to sit here and be silly and be like, man still ain't elite. He's still one of the best managers in world football.
And it's basically like when people have a go at like Sam Allardyce and managers like that, when they say, the reason why they don't get top jobs is because they're good at the small stuff, but they can't handle big personalities. They wouldn't know how to spend the money, etc., etc., etc. So if that is the narrative, then how can you then change it and then take away credit from Guardiola for having the money? It doesn't make any sense.
He's
clearly an elite manager. Why he's better at dealing with situations than these people who can't. right?
There's
No.
one curveball though. I will say this though, and this is to not even to back Cal because people sound flip flopping. Is one curveball though. He's an elite coach, but when was the last time Pep Guardiola though won the Champions League, and what team did it win it with, and which players did he have? That's why that conversation will forever go on, and that's
So
why Cal
Luis
asked the
Enrique
question.
is the dead manager then, because he only won the Champions League with Messi as well.
Here I'm about to say. Pep Guardiola has gone to Bayern Munich and Manchester City. In Bayern Munich, he had more resources. Manchester City, he's had the most resources. But the difference is he didn't have Messi, he didn't have Xavi, he didn't have Iniesta. That's why that conversation is still there. I'm not saying I believe it, but that's why the conversation is there. And until he wins the Champions League, that conversation will always be there. That's just me being real.
And sorry, I'll say it's a fair conversation.
That's just me being real with it. I'm not.
But this is the thing. I don't like when people say stuff like Klopp v Pep's not a conversation, right? It is a conversation. I even had the other day someone say Benzema being one of the best strikers in the world is not a conversation because he didn't do it when Ronaldo was there. And not, it is a conversation. For me, like I've said before on this channel, Trent Alexander versus Reece Jones, for me, that's not a conversation because of the amount of time that Trent's been doing it. That's not a conversation. Whereas Pep, it is a conversation. I understand the Klopp-Pep conversation because I can understand why people might say Klopp has done more with less resources and this and that. But then there's things that you will say about what Pep has done, that the records, that the number of records he's broken, that we were not breaking. We were not hitting the points we now hit. We won 2 leagues without Pep, but nowhere near as classy as we've done it this time. And it is a conversation. And I've just checked the message with Drifty because I feel really bad now. Like I've
No, you don't.
I do. I'm a nice guy.
It's fine, bro. The deflection was sensational, but I'm more upset with these lot for falling for it. I'm more upset with these lot for falling for it.
That's I feel like the way you're speaking about it, I feel like there's more to the message than meets the eye.
No, there's not more. It's nothing I haven't said on here. And just quickly, how long is Bayern Munich?
It's quite a long message, but
how long is Bayern Munich's history? About 130 years long, right? Who like something like that, right? Who got them the highest ever points total?
Oh no, we're not.
It's irrelevant whether he hasn't won the Champions League without Messi. Everywhere the man goes, just like George just said, he changed the way people play football in the league he's in. That is how good his football is.
That.
Come on, man. We can't have this. I love the banter against Man City because they're rivals, but I'm never going to sit back and let anybody gun Guardiola. It is a dumb-ass conversation.
There's no denying Pep's greatness. I'm not denying his greatness. What I am saying
Some people are, bro. A lot of people are, or they're trying to anyway.
The reason why the conversation won't go away is because of what Cal said. And I just expanded on what Cal said, basically. All it is just that when you look at it, the last time he won it was at Barca, and he had obviously special players in it, players of their own generation that are like, that, bro, them 3 players are practically aliens. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it $150. Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi were aliens in their time. Nobody could test.
He can actually take some credit for the reason they're aliens.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
He came in first season treble. First season he came in. He created the false nine. Like, we can't deny that. But again, I will hear that when he joined Bayern, the manager before him had just done the treble. So, and he didn't. However, what he did do is very similar to what he did to City. We'd won leagues without Pep, but our identity was still a bit, and we hadn't done. And he's come in and taken us to another level. Now, yes, he hasn't taken us to the Champions League level yet. But I think Sador said today, you can't just come in and create a identity in the Champions League over it. You have to get your fans on side first, and once you've got your fans on side, we need I always said we needed big nights at the Etihad. Now what we need is a big night we need a big night at the Bernabeu. We need to show that we can go away from, or a big night at Porto would have been great, or a big night away from home, because it's a 2-legged competition. So all this, look, my question to any Manchester City fan that is questioning Pep Guardiola or our board, because I've seen that as well, is tell me a manager that would come in and get us over the line. Tell me a manager that, while also competing on every other front and all of that. And if someone can give me a real name, I still won't entertain it, but I'll hear it.
Nuno.
I'm glad you didn't say
available.
Poch, by the way. I'm glad you didn't say Poch, because I'm ready to hear that one all day long.
Soon come.
Let's finish these super chats, man.
Didn't win trophies.
My comment about
after we win the league with Conte. Don't worry. Pops back to
that brother that said that you don't rate Vinicius, bro. I don't. I
Jamrock
don't
says yesterday's result is why I wanted City over Real. Sometimes in life it's better to be lucky than good, and City outplayed Real for 185 minutes.
They did.
They actually did. City played very, very well.
We didn't kill the game off.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Amazing Real Madrid moments, I guess.
Real Madrid
Single
just they had moments in that game that just turned the game.
Ason said paid for a flight to take home and L as a souvenir. That's harsh still. I wouldn't even say something like that.
I'd question if that guy's ever paid for a flight to watch his team. So
even I wouldn't go that low still. So it says Walker should have been sent off, and there was another pen after the third goal. That was a handball, 100%.
Sorry, I haven't complained any since I've come on. I've not mentioned referee decisions. I've not mentioned any of that because I would never do that. So there's no need to throw them ones in because I haven't. No, the only people to blame is the players for 2 minutes for maybe not killing the game off and 2 minutes of lack concentration. Yes, when you go to the Bernabeu, you know they're going to run the stretcher on every time a player goes down. You know that they're going to make us fetch our ball for throw-ins, but they're going to get theirs back straight. You know all of that. And maybe again we're learning that you can't expect those things to happen at the Bernabeu. It's not going to happen. So.
Kadir says, Daps, bro, you are the City fan I like. For the rest of the City fans, plenty of laughing faces. That'll do. LOL. I said, Pep has poor game management, one way of playing.
That can be thrown in the conversation. I'll hear that. I'll have that conversation. I mean, I would then throw back. Okay, did you see the first leg against Real Madrid? Because that's not usual City. We were playing balls. We were playing a bit like Liverpool, balls over the top, running onto them, quick counters. So, yeah, game management again. I could probably hear that one, maybe. There was a mad moment, by the way, where Pep didn't actually seem to know the rules for how many subs you allowed, where he got Ake ready to come on and then realised he couldn't make another sub.
At that point, man was just like, no,
That was the extra time rule, innit? Because I think they've added like an extra sub in extra time or something like that.
Michael John said, even Grizz said it wasn't Pep's fault, but the players. Fair dues. Liam Kenny said, would Gerrard have been brought off in a semi like that? With Lampard, Keane or Vieira, Pep's in-game management was exposed. He has to shoulder some blame.
I'm not hearing the De Bruyne one, but again, Mahrez maybe, not the De Bruyne one.
Biggs 1871, Daps in the DMX voice. You've been here way too long.
It's not as bad as, for some reason, it's not as bad as last time. Not as bad as last time, to be fair, but...
Kadir said, big up DMX, man. Legend.
KDB
rest in peace.
Was always doubled up on.
RIP,
He created that silver chance. KD was blowing. Gundogan came on, had a massive influence, and City went 1-0 up.
Yep.
It's just so easy to blame Pep for the loss by saying you shouldn't have brought De Bruyne off. No, it is. It's such an easy narrative. Gundogan came on and created a goal.
No, do you know what it is? As a footballing conversation, and not even trying to be like. The way how I see it, I'll just say it in black and white. Yes, he was tired, but in my opinion, KDB is the best. KDB is one of the best game changers in world football.
But Matt, what would he have done?
He
would have scored a goal, but Gundo came on and created a goal. So that counteracts it.
But what I'm trying to say is, you can still bring on Gunda, but you didn't have to take off KDB. That's my whole argument. You know how you're talking about Mahrez, yeah? Why not bring on like you could? I don't know, bro. I just feel like when I look at the game,
where do you play Gundogan when you bring him on? Then if you keep going around,
hear me out.
And you don't take Mahrez off at that point because he scored the goal from.
Hear me out. I will say it one more time. As great as the goal was for Mahrez, remember he finished off a move. Daps, you can attest to this. Mahrez didn't play great. He didn't play great at all. But KDB is the game changer that everyone likes to say, he's world class, he's top. Bro, there's a reason why he's got that reputation, because he's a baller. Let the man play. Yes, you get tired. Sometimes you get second win. Sometimes the manager has to give you that talking to at half time, like, bro, are you able to carry on? Can you do this thing? They didn't give man a chance. He took man off. And for me personally, I felt like he could have kept him on.
There was only one game changer. There was only one game changer. Walker. When Walker got injured, that was it. Because Cancelo came over to, and the fact that Walker even tried to play on might now not be a good thing because he might have done himself more damage. But the minute Cancelo switched to the right, Cancelo I've said about when Zach Steffen plays instead of Edison, the whole defense played differently. The minute you change something and put someone that maybe people see as a little more weak, centre backs will start moving differently. Yeah. So when Walker's there on that side, it's almost like things can be left that Walker's going to deal with that, right? The minute Cancelo moved over there, Cancelo wasn't having a good game on the left, moved to the right and had a worse game. And I think that changed maybe positioning of the centre-back slightly. And I think Walker was probably the biggest issue when he went off.
I'm not going to lie. For a minute, I thought you said Zac Efron. I say, what?
No, he might be better. He might be better at distribution.
Neil says, "Stop, boys. Been watching Kopish for a couple months now. Just wondering, how did you guys give Fabinho the nickname Flacco? We didn't. That's his nickname from.
That started from before.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
I wouldn't be surprised
nice.
if Rebecca gave it to him still.
One thing you can't give us credit for, and I've seen it, and I'm not trying to like big us up or anything, but you see the basement talk. You heard that here first.
Yeah, that was
anything you hear, but I've seen so many people say this person in the basement. That started here. I can guarantee you that. Check the tapes, people.
That's real talk below. That is game management.
City have no one to blame but themselves. They've known for their ridiculous ball possession in the Premier League, so should have kept the ball and seen the game out.
That's true talk.
That's
true talk.
LTAB says, quick question, Pool fans, Konate or Matip? I wanted Matip for experience, but now maybe Konate for Vinicius' pace. Keep the belief we're winning the quad.
Oh, that's going to be a very.
I'm gonna be honest.
Have a little think.
That's preview talk right there.
That's Matip this weekend. You won't have any second thoughts.
Oh no, Ubu for the weekend.
Now George is talking. Okay, George. Okay.
TSF says with the reverse jinx. Micah says Callum's knowledge is down the drain. Actually, so poor. Pep changed the way the whole league plays and the national team go to the game. Okay, Micah. If you say so, bro.
There's a few sitting here.
Micah's entitled to his opinion. That's absolutely fine.
You know, I think Blues have aligned and come over to support me, I think, with some of these comments, because they're not coming from Liverpool fans, are they?
Look, that's Micah's opinion and no issues with it. I have my opinions, he has his.
Fair.
Man like Matt says, Naby is technically better than Bernardo and Mahrez.
Sorry, can I ask your opinion quickly on this? Because from where we were yesterday, one player for Manchester City was unplayable, and that was Bernardo Silva. He was admittedly he wasn't the same in I don't even know if he came off because I didn't see much of him in extra time, but in the 90 minutes he was untouchable. He was
quality, man.
We have to keep him. We have to keep him. We can't let him go in the summer, man. We have to keep him. It's so important.
I love Naby. Like, you know what I mean? He's a Liverpool player, but I think he's very biased to say he's more technically gifted than Mahrez. There's no chance. That's
a burner account just taking the mic, to be fair.
That's not a serious comment. Like.
Chris says ex-City legend Frank Lampard, man to win City the Champions League.
What Lampard as Man City manager? I bring it on all day. I'm down.
Vieira as technical director or something.
That's a Tottenham move, bro. That's a Tottenham move.
I said Pep won the team. Pep won with the team built by Rijkaard. Klopp is clear.
Rijkaard built foundations, but that's not true. But yeah.
Dean says, Ola, gents. Good to see new face on Kopish too. Your thoughts on the new kit? Also, we need to give our all against Madrid. I'm comfortable at the moment.
New kit.
I don't like it. I don't like the new kit.
I'm gonna be honest, it's very, very, very plain.
Matt, don't you think it looks exactly like our 04-05 Champions League winning kit?
Bro, it just looks so plain. Like, there's nothing.
Trying to speak into existence.
I'll get a picture for you guys. My house, bro, it's so plain. I'm not saying it's horrible. It's just plain, though.
Sultan says Vinny is scary. Not gonna lie, Walker struggled with him. So,
but he had him. I get what it wasn't as convincing as I expected, but the one or two times I don't feel Walker got done by him at any point. I mean, did he?
I think he held. I think Vinny held the ball up well this time, though.
Yeah,
like before he
wasn't as direct.
Yeah. This time he was able to. I thought he would get tackled by Walker and caught by Walker easily, but this time he actually managed to hold his own, to be fair.
Actually came down the other wing, didn't it? The 2 goals came down the other wing. They didn't come down the...
Yeah, effectively. El Conquistador says, please talk about how crap Edison is as a keeper. Great with his feet, but never makes a clutch save.
Again, that's a bit. I don't know.
Longest.
He's not crap as a keeper, but we have to have the conversation about his distribution.
For me, in my opinion, that's mad reactionary. I'm not saying Edison is the best in the world, but that's mad reactionary, though.
We don't really see the best of him.
Reward, man. It's risk versus reward. Like I will never come in here and start talking about Trent defensively, because ultimately, when a player is that good going forward, it's like, you know what? Sometimes it's fine that if he isn't as good as Chilwell defensively, as an example, because I think Chilwell's very good defensively. But when you're getting numbers like Trent is, it's undeniable. And I will say Edison is, for me, Pep's most important signing, because when he does not play, we are not the same team, because you need that confidence in the distribution of the goalkeeper. I do get it. He's not as good as
most important
for City. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. You saw it in the semi-final. You put pressure on Zach.
Yeah, but let's not act like Edison hasn't done that with Liverpool as well, though, bro.
What? Hold on. What? He's ever lost the ball to you? It's looked close. Has he ever lost it to you?
17-18, he lost the ball and Salah dinked over him.
Okay, so once in how many? Bro, come on, you can't deny the way we play out from the back. That's fair enough, but like I said, risk versus reward. It will happen every now and again, but predominantly, we do not play the same. We cannot pass out from the back with confidence and create the space in the pockets without having the confidence with a goalkeeper that's going to bring people towards him and be happy and confident on the ball. We do not play the same football.
From the outside looking in, I think Fernandinho is your most important signing.
That wasn't a Pep signing, though.
Was he not?
Pellegrini.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's been playing for time. Yeah, that wasn't a Pep thing. Yeah.
Pep. For me,
SK23 says, you man see Salah's tweet. I know he's pacing around his house listening to many.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it. Salah's on it for this final.
You lot have probably touched on your game already at the start, but
no, we haven't.
Oh,
no.
Okay. And this is why I have to come on here and take some smoke, because I definitely was in. We were all in a pub in Madrid, and at halftime, God,
I warned you, bro. I told you, bro.
I did what I usually wait till the end of a game. I didn't wait. I was fucking on Instagram videoing. Steve's like, take it down now. Take it. I'm not. I can't take it.
Did you say those?
Alcohol.
They're still there, dog. They're still there, getting commented on minutely by Liverpool fans laughing at me.
I check those out.
But we go through those super chats. Big up everyone for those super chats. So KG, 15 minutes later, bro. Give me your thoughts on the game yesterday, bro.
Yeah, it's been a wait, isn't it? But no, listen. Yeah, I mean, you've gone over the game pretty much all the way through it. Somebody with the super chat there mentioned Edison. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's crap, because I think he's far from crap. But he doesn't have a lot to do through the game. That's just natural with your kind of goalkeepers, where you've got possession 90% of the time and then they have to be alert for 1 minute of the game. I don't know, man. I just think he could have done a bit better with a couple of those goals. Some of them he didn't even move, and we've seen him do that before when the City are caught on the counter at times. I'm not saying he's a big reason for it. There's other things through the game as well, which is why Pep's head had gone. Carl Walker, should he have come off? Should he have stayed on? Everything else like that. I understand with the KDB thing. I've always said about KDB, he's a wonderful footballer, but I think he's going to enjoy retirement, if you know what I mean. I think he's going
Ricky Hatton setting, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's going that way, man, because he's already kind of big all round anyway. But they've already said it. They're having to wrap up his ankles and everything after each game and things like that. So they are really taking care of him. So I understand from that point. But then Fernandinho coming on, he's not to know it's going to go extra time, but you'd prefer Rodri there all day long. Jack Grealish, he's been getting stick as well, and I don't understand, because if that had gone in an own goal or Foden had touched it, we'd be talking about a Grealish assist here. I know it's margins, it's fine margins, but Grealish wasn't the problem yesterday.
Well, and he had another chance as well, that just wide.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, he's not that kind of player, and I think you'll see the best of Grealish in the second season. I think this is just his learning season. I haven't given up on Grealish yet. Everyone's just so reactionary to to everything. But who adapts in the first year of Pep? Usually, anyway.
Can I just say,
not normal.
With Grealish, I said this on a stream the other day. If you think about it, and Villa fans took massive offence, but he's never experienced a title race. He's never experienced the Champions League full stop. And when you look at how Pep's playing him, it looks a bit like he's managing him, a bit like a Foden when Foden first came in, because this is all new to him. I must admit, I'm not going to check him back, so someone else can tell me. I've seen someone say that Grealish could have closed down the 2 crosses better, but I don't know.
There was definitely one. Yeah, there was definitely one where Grealish could have. But a cross goes in, that happens, doesn't it? But then it's up to the central defenders and then the goalkeeper to try and do something about it. But with Grealish as well, he's not the main man no more, and he was never going to be at Man City. He's having to adjust his whole game. At Villa, he got the ball from deep and had to run with it. That was his whole game. He's having to do something completely different now.
I hear you, and I'm not even disagreeing with you. I think the reason why there's this conversation about Grealish is because when people will dumb it down. 100 million signing, what has he offered Man City?
Yeah.
Liverpool signing Luis Diaz for half that price. Look at the impact in 6 months. Less than 6 months, sorry. Look at Kulusevski, the impact that he's had for Spurs. And I know they're different games, and not only that, they're different teams, and playing for Pep could potentially be more intense as well than any other managers. Because I remember when De Bruyne had an interview talking about how intense it is playing for him. He respects him, but mad intense. I think what it is that when you spend 100 million on a player, people will more likely than not dumb it down and just go, well, he's 100 million. Like, why isn't he scoring goals? Why isn't he getting assists? Absolutely. And I think that's what it is with Grealish. I think if Grealish was like, it sounds weird, yeah? If Grealish wasn't English and he was Brazilian and he was adapting, I think people would be like, I've seen flashes, but let's see what happens second season. But because he's English and he was 100 mil and everyone talks about the Prem tax, which is kind of true, there's always going to be the expectation of, you man spent 100 mil, so therefore he should be doing the most. And because he hasn't, I think that's where that conversation
I agree with that. I think, I do think, for me, Grealish was the first City signing that I wouldn't say I was overly happy with. I wasn't unhappy with it. I do rate him as a player, but I question if maybe for the first time I think Pep was like, yes, I can turn him into an even better player and all of that. But I also do wonder if there might have been from the board a little bit of a, English fans love him. He can do whatever he wants. The media still don't talk bad on him. He's going to sell shirts. And that's my one concern with it. However, I do think with Gundogan aging, and I think Grealish over the coming years is going to drop a lot deeper and playing a lot deeper role under Pep. I think Pep is going to change him. And I think that's right. When we brought Grealish on last night, I thought Grealish was coming on because generally when he's played for us, his ball retention has been amazing. Whereas last night he was being very direct, almost like he wanted to prove to the City fans. And at the point when we were 1-0 up, there was no need for that. Ball retention, not try and score the winning goal when you've got a 2-goal lead. But
like KG said though, bro, it goes in after that brilliant bit of play from him. Game's done and nobody's even having any conversations. Do you know what I mean? And let's be honest, man.
At the moment though, Grealish is getting hit for absolutely anything he does. He was taking a film around the Bernabeu. Everyone's acting like he was like a fan that won a prize for the day. Like he literally can't do anything at the moment without people jumping on it. So.
But KG, people's even brushing him for wearing jeans, saying, what the hell are you doing in jeans? I'm like, bro, you're going to start being that picky now. Like, oh my God.
They should see what I wear.
But that's City anyway. They've got that, who's it with? They've got that fashion collab where they all wear the same baggy jeans.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. That was horrendous.
I didn't see this one. Some of the D-squared stuff they wear to Champions League is beautiful. I didn't see this one. Was it dodgy?
I just remember the Sterling flares and I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? But Grealish was definitely, I think you hit the nail, Daps. I think Grealish for me was one of those players where Man City, for as brilliant as you've been, there wasn't any star boys in your team. You didn't have a Benzema, a Salah, a Cristiano, a Messi. And they're probably thinking, right, we need to start marketing this team a little bit more. And like Grealish, loved by everybody, pin-up boy, people have posters of him. Yeah, boom. I do think there was a little element of that. I do. There's no pin-up boy, like special guy. I know De Bruyne is a special player, but he's like a Dennis Bergkamp, innit? He's very, very
He's not a
quiet,
pin-up
goes
boy,
home,
is he? Let's be
doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like you don't even hear
Man, it's
about De
like
Bruyne
Kevin
off
from
the
Home
pitch.
Alone.
So.
He ain't a pin-up boy.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
And
and
for
also
his
in
talent.
Man
Yeah,
City
for
as
his
well.
talent. Anyway,
In Man City, I think they were looking to do the double. I think they were looking to get Grealish and then get Kane after.
Yeah.
And that would have been their nice double signing for the summer. I think that's what they were looking to do.
But I feel like
They were
it
just gonna
held
get
them
the
back
other half
though,
done.
because they knew
Nah,
what we
nah.
wanted for him. We wanted 150 minimum. We're probably talking
Well,
about 175 was the true
George,
amount that we wanted. So
George, City's board, right, are renowned for, and Haaland's another example for it. They are renowned for liking release clauses, yeah, because they don't like being dragged into this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we can see with Kane why they don't like being dragged into that, yeah. They actually like to try and get things done very quickly. Grealish was slapped down 100 million, he's yours, right, because it was a release clause. So they thought, let's just get this done and then get Kane. It's not that we didn't have the money for Kane. The other thing with our board is, and we saw it with Van Dijk, in fact, I think, is, and we definitely saw it with Maguire, thank God, is they set a price they're willing to pay. And they're like, because of how we were when we first got money, they're like, we're not going to be like that anymore. So if you start asking too much, we're walking away. And that's the situation with Kane.
Makes
So
sense.
Yeah, I hear that. So boys, we've got the previews for the weekend coming up. We've gone overtime, but the City stuff was hilarious, so we had to keep it moving. Just cut from some of these super chats for me, please, Cal, and we'll move on to the preview. Matt, if you could get the fixtures for the weekend up for me, please, bro.
Sorry, can I just apologise quick to George and KJ as well, because I have spoke for far too much, but I had a lot to get off my chest because I've been sat in an airport.
Liam Kenny says, question for you guys. After the mental and physical strain of going 120 minutes, then being beat, could this derail City's title defence?
I actually said that in the preview with
maximum about to cook.
Yeah,
it's a valid question. Yeah,
there's a part of me that feels like going out is the only chance we have. They'll drop points in the league. They would have had
boys, now you have
positivity
another
if
one
they'd
now.
gone through. So
You have another one. Something else happened tonight that's going to help you boys out as well.
Yeah,
West Ham don't have to rest no players no more.
Nah, if I'm being honest, I think they're going to be deflated.
Yeah, I feel
that doesn't work.
But they have to push for. They have to decide if they want Europa League or if, like Tottenham, they don't want conference. And then they have to play for which one they want, because otherwise they could end up dropping out and being in a competition they don't want to be in. So they kind of do still have something to play for.
I think West Ham will take any of those competitions. They'll take any sort of.
Yeah, I was going to say they might think they can win the conference, so they'll be like, let's just go into that one.
They haven't won anything in like 700 years, so they will take. That's coming from me. So,
Eastwood says City is forever cursed until Pep apologizes to Yaya, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Shakalaka says KG, with Rafinha likely to leave, how is the confidence in the recruiting department from Leeds to improve next season?
That's a fair question, to be fair.
I mean, it's all dependent on the league, isn't it? It depends where we are. We've got targets that are in the Premier League if we stay there, but if you go in the Championship, you have to rip those up. I mean, I'm due to do a video at the end of the season with players that I want to see Leeds actually go for. I got to rip that all up if we get relegated. So it all depends on the league, man.
Is your manager stay, like, what contract's he got? Has he got a?
Yeah, he's got an 18-month. Yeah, he's got an 18-month contract, but I don't think they're married to him. I think if they both realize that it's not going to work, whether it's due to the board not wanting to change much of the playing staff or Jesse Marsh not fancying, if we do go down, if he doesn't fancy that, I think they'll just have a clean break in the summer, in all fairness. I'm not married to this manager in terms of how it was with Bielsa, so yeah. I can see that happening.
If you do stay up and he does stay in charge, I think your recruitment could be quite interesting, because I think he'll target some what he would like to think Man United should do. Yes, exactly that. Like Ten Hag should do if the board allow him to. He'll go and no longer follow what other people are doing and actually find gems, a bit like Liverpool do, to be fair, that suit the system and whatever. So
yeah, and that's it as well with Jesse Marsh. I mean, some of our fans talk about Jesse Marsh like he's nothing, but this guy's been in the Champions League more recently than we have. So and he's worked with Haaland, he's worked with Shabazz, he's worked with actual players. So he knows what he's doing in terms of that. But if the ball don't match him with what he wants, I can see him walking away anyway.
Pete Al says Edison isn't even top 5, maybe 7 keepers in the world.
No, I'd agree with that. But as far as midfielders come, he's pretty good.
Liverpool 12th man says one amazing quality of Klopp, no £100 million bench players.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'll have a heart attack
him,
if
though,
we.
is it though? Like if he
I'll have
could
a heart
choose
attack
one,
if we even bought
like-
somebody for 100 mil. To be honest.
Dean says I find it funny that Pep says or people say Ruben Diaz is better than Virgil. Man City proved they can't buy heritage. They slip up and they might slip up and not win the title too.
I've never heard anyone say that. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I think what it was
last season,
last when
KG, it was
Virgil was
going around
injured,
a lot last season.
Everyone was saying
season.
Ruben Diaz is like like
It's the new Van Dijk.
Yeah. They were doing these silly comparisons, innit?
Certain YouTube channels, right? Certain YouTube channels love to do a comparison or two, right? They love it. And yeah, I will be honest, there is a new breed of Manchester City fans that are very young, and I question how long they've supported the club for, personally. That will sometimes put things about Ronaldo and how good he is. It's weird. And they will do the Diaz Van Dijk comparison. But for me, I don't even like comparing players until they're retired, right? But yeah, Diaz had a great first season. He got awards for that. It's not comparable to Van Dijk. Van Dijk's been doing it for years. So I get it. I'm here representing the City, so I have to take the smoke for these weirdos. But it's not a comparison to me.
It's a lazy comparison, isn't it? It's just lazy. Yeah, it's just lazy.
What was that then? Was that Ronaldo? Was that Ronaldo that's got like 18 Premier League goals this year? Is that
You just knew KG wanted to smoke someone for coming at him. Yeah, he's doing well.
AG17X says City got knocked out by Spurs in Champions League, then City beat Spurs in the weekend by a Foden header. We always bounce back.
You think we were playing in that Prem game?
No, that is
off the midweek one.
That is a valid point about the bounce back. Since apart from Pep's first season, I'm not a stato, so someone will probably tell me I'm wrong. When City lose, it's usually a maximum of, I think, two games before they win again. So we do bounce back well, which is very important. But there's 4 games left. We can't afford a second one. We need to bounce back on Sunday and with a tired, deflated team. But that's why Pep has to show that he's a world-class manager and get behind him. I don't hear the Tuchel thing about Chelsea's squad being on the beach because saying, oh, it's not Tuchel's fault. The squad is on the beach. Well, yes, that's Tuchel's fault because as a manager, he needs to get his players to not be on the beach. So
yeah, we're going to talk about Tuchel at the end of the season, bro. Don't get twisted.
Yeah. He's in the mud, fam. He's in the mud. Trust me.
Jamrock says, are we going to talk about Grealish? That was bad.
We kind of did for about 5 minutes, bro. We definitely did. So it's preview time, guys. We're going into overtime now. Big up everyone. We got the panel for staying a bit late. Everyone smash that like button. Smash that like. We have hit another record. We are now over 1,200 on the Thursday. Prem Panel records. Smash that like button, people. Big up yourselves in the chat. All right, let's get into this. Let's fly through it as quick as we can. We'll talk about the games that are actually important. Burnley Villa. I'll only ask KJ about this because this one matters the most to him. How you feeling about that one, bro? Do you think Burnley will be able to get a victory in that one?
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they beat Villa. But I think same thing with Newcastle at the end of the season for Burnley. There's a lot of these Villa players playing for their futures, man. They know that Steven Gerrard isn't going to keep a lot of these guys. And if they want to stay there, they're going to have to buck up their ideas. They got a victory in the last one against Norwich. Who doesn't? I know. But this is a chance for him to show something else now, get a bit of consistency back. Because Villa, in all fairness, Gerrard, it hasn't gone very well when you look at the team he's got. In comparison to what he's managing with all the players he's got, it's not going very well for him, I don't think. So I think they're going to need to go to Burnley and get the win. And I hope they do. Give me a score prediction for that, KG. I'm going to say 1-1. Let's go 1-1. 1-1. Yeah, I can see a draw. I can see a draw there. Chelsea Wolves.
Actually, do you know what? Chelsea are relevant at the moment. Let's leave Chelsea out of this one.
Chelsea, 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 Chelsea.
Well, obviously, as I said before, the Liverpool Spurs preview is out now, guys. So as soon as this is finished, go and check that out. Me and George chopped it up, and it was very interesting for you guys who are Liverpool or Tottenham fans. Just quickly from everyone else, though, I'll just run through this on quickly. I'll start with you, Daps. What do you think for Liverpool Spurs, bro? Give me a score prediction.
Be kind.
Liverpool 2-0.
KG?
Liverpool Spurs. It's a weird time of the year, man. It's a weird time of the year, and you guys are on a bit of a high after that one. But Spurs know that this is the game before the Arsenal game, so man. But you Liverpool, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Liverpool win. 2-1.
Smart man. Smart man.
Matt, what are you saying for it, bro?
2-1. It'll be a tight game. No, it's not a debate, bro. Spurs are. I can already see they'll cause us problems, but I think we'll edge it 2-1.
Yeah, and Cal, give me a score,
2-1
bro.
as well. 2-1.
That's funny. I said 1-0, and then I got convinced into 2-1 because I thought, I think Spurs might score. So that's funny.
Oh, yeah. I'd be very shocked.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can see Son scoring, man.
That's who I'm worried about. That's why I play Ibra.
It's
yeah,
Son,
that's why I play Ibra.
It sounds mad.
He just got Twitter yesterday as well, so hopefully he's ready for the compilation after beating That's the sole reason he got it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, scroll for me, please, Matt, down to Sunday's games.
Indeed, Sunday. Give me 1 second. So what are we saying about Sunday?
I'm happy that's predicted a Liverpool win, though, because that hopefully means the reverse happens. That's usually how it goes, right?
There we go. We got Arsenal.
The big one, KG. We're back to you, bro. The big one. Now, bro, if you want the world to remain as it should be, these Gunners cannot get top 4. I said it to George yesterday. I think if we won the quadruple and they qualify for the Champions League, they'd make more noise than we would. I genuinely believe that.
I don't believe that.
Bro, I've heard crazier stuff. I really
More
have.
More noise than me.
Bro,
I doubt it.
Bro, look, I don't listen.
A couple people on my street where I live.
Listen, I'm saying it here right now. If Arsenal make top 4, do not be shocked when you hear people talking about Arteta should be manager of the year. Trust me when I tell you these Arsenal men move differently. We already know what's coming. So KG, please keep the world corrected, bro. Talk to me about this game.
You asked for this against Man City. We can't do nothing for you, man. You gotta ask somebody else.
No, surely, even though Arsenal are playing well, all jokes aside, Arsenal are playing well at the moment. But surely you lot can look at the situation where you lot are a good team. You showed it. 2 wins, 2 draws. You're not a bad team. Anybody loses to City. That ain't it. And bro, if Southampton and Brighton can beat Arsenal quite convincingly, Leeds can beat them, bro. Come on, man. You've got to have that confidence, bro.
Well, listen, it's going to take everything that we've got to beat them. It's not going to be by quality. It's going to have to be by heart because we just don't have the quality in the team. We need Rafinha to take the game by the scruff of the neck. He was actually really good against Man City as well, by the way. It was good to see him back to that kind of like form where he made Man City defenders think. We need that. We need him to do that again. Start with a striker that gives us more of a chance. I've already predicted on this one. I mean, I've done a prediction on my channel with Curtis Shaw, so shout out to Curtis, man.
Yeah, big up Curtis.
My heart says 1-1 because they've got to play with their hearts, but I think it's going to be an Arsenal win, unfortunately. So 2-1 Arsenal.
Matt, score prediction, bro.
Yeah, no. I know. I don't think Leeds will win it. You know, I think Arsenal win this one 2-1 as well.
Cal.
Sorry, KG. I hope to God I'm wrong. I'm going 4-1 Arsenal.
4?
What? Oh man!
Wow.
KG, I'm sorry. I don't even.
I'm dipping into my manifestation bag. I'm going 2-2. I'm going 2-2. That's
2-1 Leeds.
Come on.
Wow. Right.
George.
I'm going to put on 3-1 leads. We need it.
Oh,
Embarrass
my
them.
God.
Embarrass them. There's got to be one game like this year. Come on.
Funny, man.
That's a manifestation for your ass right there.
Speaking to existence. That's what we need.
We'll just talk about this as well because obviously the relegation battle, Everton are heated right in there. Cal, just quickly score for that one, bro. Do you think Leicester, after the disappointment, can do it, or what you saying?
These like jammies, anything. I'm going for an Everton 1-0 win.
Matt.
I don't want it, guys. You asked me for score predictions.
Listen.
I don't want this to happen. I hope I'm wrong.
Everton are getting relegated. Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Leicester. 2-0. Yeah, over Everton. Yeah, 2-0 Leicester.
I'm gonna manifest this one as well, but I'm gonna be realistic. I think 1-1 Leicester Everton.
2-0 Leicester, bro. 2-0 Leicester.
KG, give me a score prediction, bro.
I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester, Vardy party.
Trust me.
Hey, come on. Vardy looked like he was back today as well, like in terms of his energy and stuff. So yeah. I can see that. George, give me a score, bro.
I think Leicester hooked off with quite a few players early in the second half, so maybe they're thinking ahead. I don't know. 1-0. I think both teams are just wildly inconsistent, and I feel Everton obviously going to be up for it for obviously the relegation scrap, and Leicester have just. I don't know. Leicester have just not impressed me at all this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, they might be deflated still. I can't even lie. They might.
So they went out as well, did they? Sorry, did Leicester go?
Yeah, they lost 1-0 to Roma.
Whenever there's Vardy, there's a potential party. This is what I'm saying.
And we definitely have to have a conversation at the end of the season about the fact that Tammy Abraham's better than Romelu Lukaku. Daps, give me a score prediction for Leicester Everton, bro.
Yeah, I think Leicester are going to win. I think it might be 3-1 Leicester.
Cool. And last but not least, I'll start with you on this. That's Man City Newcastle. Were you worried? Are you scared? What's going on, bro?
You can start with me because you know you're not getting an answer off of me for this one.
You sure? Your luck will probably change, though.
I thought he might have just accidentally made the mistake and gone in and been like, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling. Wait. No scores, no. But obviously, you don't want to give the score, and I do understand that. But just quickly, though, are you confident that you can bounce back straight away, and does the game worry you at all?
Drifty, we've had these comments. The last 4 games are going to worry the shit out of me.
These men are talking in DM code, you know.
I worry. Do you feel left out? Do
you know? I said, let me see
these create a group then if you want, bro.
Yeah, let me join a group, please.
I can draw you in, and I can get some receipts off of you as well if you want. But
all right, cool.
Look, I'm a City. What you saw yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, was the reason why, as Manchester City fans, we call it typical City, right? Because that is why we worry. Not these new school City fans. We worry. I worry in August, right? I worry in games. I worry every single game. Doesn't matter who we're playing. With this one, Walker's going to be injured again. De Bruyne, we are going to be deflated. I know someone that was on the flight back with the City lot, and he was like, "Yeah, it was bad, very deflated." Yeah, we're going to be knackered, man. Absolutely shattered. I don't know if that might have been why De Bruyne got pulled off even. I don't know. Because we do still have a Premier League title to try and win. So we can't... I am worried, but look, I'm going to be worried about Villa away. I'm going to be worried... Villa at home. I'm going to be worried about Wolves away. I'm going to be worried about West Ham away. I'm going to be worried about... If we get Haaland, I'm going to be worried about whatever. So that's just what I do.
I hear that. We need a Bruno and St. Max masterclass. That's what we need. George, give me a score prediction for this one, bro.
I think if Newcastle were home, I actually would have edged for an upset, especially obviously after this midweek. But I don't know, man. I just still think City just have that quality to just finish past Newcastle. I know they've obviously made the new signings, but the defenders are still not good enough, especially with Trippier being out for a while now as well. So yeah, I still think maybe like a City 3-1 win. I think Newcastle can score.
KG, give me a score, bro.
Yeah, and I'm not on that same maximum masterclass, so don't include me in that crap.
That's my boy.
Nah, man, he ain't.
What
it,
about
man.
Bruno masterclass? That's more realistic.
Bro,
then.
man's not rating St. Max.
That's a big one though.
Disgrace.
Every show I go on is split down the
Gucci,
line.
mate.
He's got to do more to earn this much respect, though. I do feel he hasn't done enough to earn the respect that I feel he gets given by some.
Oh, did you not see those step overs the other day? What?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. He's
exhausted. You want to talk about carrying, guys? He's been carrying Newcastle for how many months? Come on, man.
Drift. The thing is, though, man, his end product is so iffy. Like, he can make simple passes sometimes, and he shoots, and it goes over to the corner flag at times.
Yeah,
like he hasn't changed.
Allow him, bro.
Yeah, but I think he actually needs the quality forward in front of him. Not having Callum Wilson with him for a lot of the season.
Bro, let me explain something.
Those two linked up so
he doesn't trust. You know, Rafinha doesn't trust players. You said he doesn't trust players.
Bro, let me explain something to you.
Callum Wilson is the key to get St. Maximin playing well.
Newcastle standards,
bro.
It's game over.
Listen, hear what I'm about to say to you. St. Max, carries them. Imagine this now. They bought a striker in Joe Linton who's been converted into a midfielder. Bro, I'm not going to say that.
By the way, he wasn't actually
he was a striker, bro.
No, he was a winger and they tried to convert him into a striker,
bro,
man.
Joe Linton was never a winger.
Bro,
ever.
Go and check the tape. He wasn't a striker.
All right,
but
cool.
Anyway.
Sorry, divide and conquer is so clear with you lot. Honestly.
You know what? Wait till you get to my thing. Cool. Joe Linton, you know.
Who
I didn't give my score prediction, but
go give me a score prediction,
Maximin, he gets injured. He's too weak, man. He's injured all the time. Like, it doesn't take much for him to be out for a long periods of time. And for me, availability, if it's not there, then don't need you. So anyway, Man City to win this game 3-0, comfortable.
Give me Matt. Go on, manifest, bro. Manifest.
Newcastle 2. And Alan St. Future to score the goal. That's right. I said it. I never liked you. He's going to show me I never liked you. Yeah.
Saint Maximin.
I'm saying it now. 2-1.
Luis Diaz is everything St. Maximin wishes he was.
But Luis Diaz,
everything else like that. But he's got the end product to go with it,
bro.
Doesn't matter that he's playing for Liverpool. Doesn't matter about that.
Luis Diaz.
I think St. Max has got Newcastle tax on him right now, though.
100%. Luis Diaz is playing with players who we trust. Like, all jokes aside, I'm not saying St. Maximin just treats everyone like they're dirt. It's not about that. I don't expect Newcastle, but what it is, though, you can kind of tell that, like, there's times when he kind of feels like, I'm going to have to do everything. Whereas Luis Diaz kind of knows, bro, he's got players around him that he probably feels that might be either better than him or at least on his level. And that comes with, and that's comfortability, bro. When you settle into a club and you kind of feel like players are on your wave straight away, you just ball out. Alan St. Maximin has got, in my opinion, no disrespect, and I know people are going to come at me, Newcastle fans. I'm not saying that. Shout out Kendall. I know you're massive Newcastle, but I'm just saying there's certain players who he probably looks at and thinks, you're not really that guy, and does a bit too much and goes overboard. That's one thing I'll say about
Are you
Alan.
telling me he never looked across and went, so you're replacing Wilson with him? Oh my God, what am I going to do with this?
Like, fam, Chris Wood, like, just drop me out, innit? That's what I'm going to say.
But could he also be, could he also be one of these players that maybe also wants to do too much as well? And that's almost
Possibly.
as bad. A player like, I mean,
maybe,
we had that in Robinho, that sometimes, like, football's a team game, innit? And sometimes maybe don't try and do too much. And with me, I was critical of him. Then I watched 1 or 2 games where he happened to have good games and was like, I need to retract some of my statements. But I want to see it. Like, he hasn't done enough to earn some of the praises he gets. He needs to go somewhere and
just a quick question to someone like George, because he's at that next level up, I would guess. But is St. Maximin somebody that you would feel comfortable Tottenham paying big money for, George?
Not big money, but I'll definitely have him in the squad, 100%.
But it's going to take big money.
I think
Well, now that they've got the new owners, but that's just.
I know a couple of United fans that really rated him, and I thought to me, I could see him going in to replace Marshall and flopping as much as Marshall at a big club. That, like, but I could.
He needs a manager. That's what it is. He needs a manager. It's not the club he goes to. It's the manager that gets hold of him. That's what
that gets the best out of him. Yeah,
it's the manager. 100%.
Fair enough.
Give me a score, Matt.
Newcastle 2-1. You heard it here first.
Raw,
Future
boy.
to score the winner. I never liked you. Just wait. Just wait.
I thought you were
Cal,
saying
give
for
me
me
a
there when you
score,
said
bro.
that earlier.
2-1 Newcastle.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna go.
Klopps.
I'm gonna go 3-2.
You never liked me.
I don't really believe it though.
3-2
Cal.
Man City.
Oh, okay, I thought he was manifesting, especially when you're like,
No, just stretching. They were. I don't
okay.
see them dropping points this game. They will drop points before the end of the season, though.
cool. Well, there you have it, people. Another brilliant show. Big up as always to everyone. As I said, we hit a record during the show, so big up everyone, man. Make sure you smash the like button. Everyone's link is in the description. Make sure you go and show the people some love. Subscribe to everybody, man. You know what I mean? It's been blessed. And Daps as well. I'm not gonna lie, bro. All jokes aside, for jumping in and you literally just got off the plane. That's love, man.
Love,
So
bro.
big up
Trust
for
me.
that,
All
bro.
jokes
Big
aside,
up.
all banter aside,
Yes.
bro. That's love right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I saw what you did today as well, but I'm more disappointed in these lot for believing it than I am for you throwing the grenade in the room. So it is what it is. Boys, we'll
I'm not
talk
gonna
offline,
lie
man.
to you.
The PR's in full effect. The
we'll
PR's in
talk
full
about
effect.
afterwards.
This is because you speak about Pep in such glowing ways. Still,
Because I'm not a hater,
You're on
bro.
yourself.
I'm not a hater, bro. You got to rate quality, bro. You just have to rate quality. And
Be a
Pep's quality,
little
man. It
biased
is what it
towards
is.
Pep, I'm not gonna lie.
Callum,
You not know already. He's one of my favorite childhood players. So it's very difficult for me to just hate him all of a sudden. You know, we'll talk another day. We'll talk.
You know what? You know what? The other thing is, you have to look. If you're gonna, like, you are going down to the wire with us, yeah. You deep down didn't want us in the Champions League final. You know that if you win it, it's going to be close. We won it last year. We beat you in 18-19. So if you're going to downplay Pep, then all of a sudden maybe Klopp's not as good manager as you're thinking, because he should be able to walk it.
Look at that! Trying to put the spin on it.
No, I can answer that quite easily. Never once downplayed Pep. I just don't have him on his god level that a lot of people do. And again, you've got to look at certain things. If you move into a renovated house,
I feel the same about Gerrard, to be fair. So
you move into a house that's empty and you build up from the ground. We're not going to do the Gerrard stuff. You're better than that.
Guys, before you go, you're going to need to read out the last few super chats.
Yeah, I've got them here.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to get to those. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I was going to say, Cal, if you could just finish up with the super chats for me, please, bro.
Dean says, question to all, signing of the season, no bias.
Do you know what? Let's have a conversation at the end of the season, because I think there's a massive shout for it being Konate.
Played in the Prem enough. It can't be him. It's impossible.
Honestly.
That's impossible.
KG, give me joke.
KG, this is KG right now. I never liked you.
If Ibu plays in both finals like I think he might, and he performs as well, there's a massive conversation for 30 million. 22 years old, the way he's adapted to look, we'll have a conversation in it. We'll have a conversation, but
I think it would be a Liverpool player, by the way. I think it would be a Liverpool player.
One Marsh Madness versus the Learners and a Newcastle Miracle. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I need some of that Leeds madness, man.
My German manager keeps a club together. Yours can't keep. Whoa. No, Will.
Let's keep it football. It's all love, but let's just keep it football, though. You know what I mean?
We
Football and banter, innit? Let's not do them type of things there. It's not that channel. But we move.
Bro.
Yeah, we move. We move.
Jamrock says, is Coutinho injured or still playing at Villa? Boy, gonna have to ask Matt and Drift on that one still.
He's tired. That's the mistake.
He's tired.
Look at this shame. You know,
he's tired.
He's tired. Why is he Mo Farah? What is this?
He hasn't played football for consistent football for over a year.
Drift, leave it. Don't even get sucked into it. Don't get sucked into it.
Yes.
Don't get sucked into it, Drift. Don't get sucked in.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember, Ronaldinho is not an elite player, bro. Don't get sucked into it.
He missed his nap, to be fair.
Don't get sucked in. Ronaldinho is not elite, innit, Cal? Don't get sucked in, Drift. Don't get sucked in.
Liverpool 12th man says, KG, if Marsh stays, would you take Pulisic?
I saw that a minute ago.
Oh man,
That might have put in
I mean,
Right, you
just
deliberating over that, KG.
one thing I will say is that just because he's American, he's not just going to sign pure American.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a random one.
Every single American player is now linked with Leeds United. It just doesn't work like that.
Sorry, do you want to sack Stefan?
No, but surely you would take him, though, right? You would take him, though, KG, right?
Even if it was to survive, I don't think Pulisic would come to Leeds United. So
he wouldn't. You're
really
right. He wouldn't. But yeah, like people.
Well, that depends if Chelsea don't get to register.
No, people being a bit naive. That's just been a bit silly. That's just like saying, man.
Yeah, I don't do all those American questions. I think it's very small minded. It's like that when that Celtic manager said when he was asked that question, why did you sign 3 Japanese players? He said, I didn't sign 3 Japanese players. I signed 3 good players. That's the way I see it, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mario says Spurs being Spursy, Pep doing a Pepsi to the max.
I mean,
Mr. Dare I say,
I see what you tried.
Tottenham have 15 honours in total. Diaz could get 6 this season. Only is actually sad. Real sorry, George.
I could get 6 honours in the Portuguese league, so that's not even
6 this season. How's he going to get 6 this season?
2 in Portugal.
Oh, did he get 2?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, it's down to your club, Bo. So back. I hope it doesn't happen, but you are our last hope.
The Avengers assemble, yeah. Ty says Pep couldn't do what Rijkaard did. Barca was on their way to relegation, took them to the very top. Pep needs a checkbook. Klopp is clear.
We'll have to have this conversation properly.
I'm not saying anything else on Pep.
Well, there it is. Big up everyone once again. Big up all the super chats as well. Bless up for everyone. Make sure you go and hit the link in the description to everyone's channels. Support everyone. You know what I mean? And again, big up, boys. Love for everyone in the chat. And we will be back tomorrow for our calling show as always. And then obviously we've got the big game at the weekend, so don't miss that one. And obviously we'll be back next Thursday.
Well, the cat wants to get involved. Raw. Cat was like, give me the microphone.
George, be careful what you do. Be very
Just give me the
careful how you
mic.
touch that cat, okay?
little cameo there at the end. But yeah, do you know what? That might be a little bit of good luck there. It's black and white. Your cat's black and white. Who were Man City? What's the kit Man City's playing at the weekend? See it there? Hey, see it there?
More than you can believe. More than you can believe. More than you can believe.
George, give us the Pep more than you can believe, man.
More than you believe. More than you believe. We cannot replace him. We cannot replace him.
And on that note, we'll catch you on the other side. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow, guys, and be back for the call-in show. Probably around the normal time. Stay tuned to the socials in case we change it, but it should be at the normal time, guys. So until then, peace!